Hi friends. Today's story is It's a Butterfly's Life by Irene Kelly. Hi. This story is all the facts you could probably ever want to know about butterflies. I learned so much from this book. Someone donated a bunch of books so that I could read them to you guys, and I'm really excited to read this one. What is a butterfly's life? Full of twists and turns. So you've got a butterfly and caterpillar. Butterflies and moths are insects in the same group. There are about 17,500 different types of butterflies and 160,000 types of moths in the world. Butterflies and moths are a lot alike, but are not exactly the same. Butterflies are out and about during the day. They have thin bodies without much hair and skinny antennas with knobs on the ends. Did you guys know there's so many different kinds of butterflies and moths in the world? I did not know that either. See, this is a picture of a moth. So out of the 17,500 types of butterflies and the 160,000 type of moths, they're all called something different. They have different names. So that moth that I just showed you is called an Indian moon moth. Most moths come out during the night. They have plump, furry bodies and a slim or feathery antenna without knobs on the ends. Butterflies have three main body parts: the head, thorax, and abdomen. They have 6 legs, but only use 4 of them for walking. The feet are important because that's where the butterfly's taste buds are. You may not be able to taste a cupcake by standing on it, but a butterfly can. So your taste buds, for humans, we have taste buds on our tongue inside of our mouth, and that's how we taste the food that we eat. But butterflies have their taste buds on the bottom of their feet. A butterfly doesn't have teeth. It eats by using its proboscis, which is a tongue that works just like a straw. Most butterflies feed on nectar from flowers, but some like rotting fruit and tree sap. As a butterfly drinks from a flower, pollen sticks to its body. When it visits another flower, the pollen falls off, and presto, the plant is pollinated. So every time a butterfly eats with its straw-like tongue, on one flower, it gets pollen on its body, and then it goes to another flower, and it helps feed the next flower that it goes to. Butterflies fly by rippling their wings up and down, slowly and gliding on air currents, just like birds. They can fly long distances this way. So that means the butterflies, just like birds, will find which way the wind is blowing, and sort of like catching a wave in the ocean, they get into the current and it helps them to go really far distances. If a butterfly is too cold, its muscles won't work and it can't fly. To warm up, butterflies bask in the sun. Their wings soak up the sun's rays like solar panels. You see these butterflies are going through the current. A butterfly has 4 beautiful wings. Each wing has shimmering scales that overlap like shingles on a roof. Did you know that butterflies have 4 wings? It looks like they have 2. Like this guy looks like he has 2 wings, right? But each part is a new wing. You should never touch a butterfly's wings because the tiny scales will scatter like powder, and that could hurt a butterfly. Some butterflies migrate, which means travel, huge distances. The monarch wins the prize for the longest migration of all. Every fall, millions of monarchs fly all the way from the Midwestern United States to central Mexico. For some, that's a 3,000-mile trip. So what happens is when the weather starts to cool down after the summertime, the butterflies want to fly somewhere where it's warmer. So they fly up to 3,000 miles. Do you remember last spring? Every time it seemed like when we went on the playground, we saw butterflies just flying through the playground. Those were monarch butterflies, and they were flying to Mexico. Migrating monarchs may fly up to 80 miles in just one day. They stop briefly to rest or feed on nectar. But some butterflies live their whole lives in one place. They hibernate. Remember, hibernation is when an animal or an insect, they make sure that they find a nice, warm, safe, and cozy place, and then they sleep there for the entire winter, and they wake up when it's spring. They hibernate in sheltered spots when the weather turns cold. A chemical in their blood keeps them from freezing. Amazing. So this butterfly, this is not a chrysalis. This butterfly has covered itself with leaves. Butterflies lay eggs. From a few days to several weeks after an egg is laid, it's ready to hatch. The caterpillar eats through the eggshell with its sharp jaws. The caterpillar crawls out of the egg and makes the eggshell its very first meal. See, the caterpillar knows when it's time to come out of the egg. And so then they break through it with their jaws and they eat it. A caterpillar is a leaf-eating machine. Just 2 weeks after hatching, monarch caterpillars are 2,700 times their original weight. Whoa. If a newborn baby gained weight that fast, it would weigh 16,000 pounds in 14 days. That's as big as 2 full-grown rhinoceros. Can you imagine a baby that big? Oh, that'd be hard to feed that baby. Caterpillar droppings are called frass. The frass of a small caterpillar is the size of the period at the end of this sentence. But the frass of a full-grown caterpillar can be as big as an apple seed. When many caterpillars are together in a tree, their falling frass sounds like rain as it hits the ground. So frass is just another word for poop. As a caterpillar gets bigger, it outgrows its skin and it sheds it. This is called molting. Now the caterpillar has a new skin to grow into. A caterpillar will molt 4 or 5 times before it is full grown. Caterpillars move slowly, making them easy targets for predators. They need good camouflage or a scary appearance to protect themselves. So, do you see how this one and this one, they look kind of scary. And this one, if he was on a tree branch, you might not notice him, right? That's what camouflage means. Some caterpillars of the metal mark and hair streak butterflies can call for help when they are being attacked. They make vibrating sounds. This noise is their way of yelling, "Help!" Did you know that? I know, it's amazing. And guess who comes to their rescue? Who do you think rescues a caterpillar that makes that vibrating sound? What's that? Yeah, it's an ant. Ants. The ants chase away the hungry predators and the caterpillars reward them by giving off a sweet juice called honeydew. Some caterpillars have eye spots that make them look like snakes, and others are disguised to look like bird droppings. So the caterpillars give the ants some sweet juice from their body called honeydew as a thank you. How can a slowpoke caterpillar turn into a fluttering butterfly? This change is called metamorphosis. When a caterpillar is ready, it makes silky threads that it uses to attach itself to a branch or leaf. Then the caterpillar's skin splits, revealing the pupa or chrysalis. Like a shield, the outside of the chrysalis protects the caterpillar inside as it changes into a butterfly. So when caterpillars are young, they're caterpillars, but then when they grow up to be big, they change into something completely different. Do we do that? Do humans do that? Do we become something totally different than a baby? No, we grow and we learn more and we're more aware, and there's lots of changes that happen as humans grow, but we still stay humans. This would be the same as if a baby, when they grew up, would turn into something like a kangaroo, to something completely different than it was. Inside the chrysalis, the caterpillar's body breaks down. A butterfly's head, body, and wings take shape. Each type of caterpillar has its own special chrysalis. They all look a little bit different. Just before the butterfly is ready to come out, the chrysalis becomes see-through. Then the chrysalis cracks and the insect swallows air to plump it up. The new butterfly pushes out with its legs. Its wings are squished together. Before it can fly, it must uncrinkle them. The insect hangs upside down and unfurls its wings, and its veins fill with fluid. More than an hour later, the wings have hardened. The butterfly flutters its wings and a few times and then flies away. Can you fly like a butterfly? Yeah, I love it. The brimstone butterfly is well hidden when it's resting in a tree. When the hairy coma butterfly closes its wings, the butterfly is camouflaged. But when it's disturbed, its wings open, scaring any predators with a burst of color. Some butterflies have gigantic spots on their on their wings that look like eyes. These false eyes fool hungry predators into thinking that the butterfly is much bigger and fiercer than it really is. The leaf pattern on this butterfly's wing helps it to hide on a leaf. You see, this one looks like it has eyes. Want to see butterflies up close? If you plant their favorite flowers, they will come by for a sip. Here are a few plants that lots of butterflies and caterpillars like. If you go to a store like Home Depot or any store that sells gardening supplies, they have an actual, you can get like a big thing of it, big container, just a little envelope, and it'll say butterfly mix. And that means it's a bunch of different kinds of the flowers that butterflies like. So if you plant it in your garden or in a plant outside in the springtime, you'll get lots of visitors. So this is a butterfly bush. This is a purple coneflower. These are lilacs. These are snapdragons. And these are daisies. And butterflies like beautiful beautiful flowers.